now includes New York, Vermont, Washington State, Atlanta, and Seattle. Washington, D.C. is also considering an official travel ban to any state with anti-gay laws. Now, because of that law, several movies that were slated to be filmed in Mississippi are now pulling out. Organizers of the Sun and Sand Film Festival say several projects are now going to be shot elsewhere. Producers made the decision after the governor signed the religious objection law. And a cab driver, Megan, helped to nab an escapee.
Now, Tammy, a man on the run from Florida caught because his wife called him a taxi. James Banks arrested and in court already this afternoon. 16 WAPD's Ross Brown talked to the cab driver who helped police track him down.
The guy said, I knew not to call a cab.
A cab driver turned hero Wednesday when he drove a fugitive from Florida right to the authorities in Rankin County.
And asked them, were they looking for anybody in Peter Hatch? He told me he'd been looking for somebody for 3 days.
That driver didn't want to show his face on camera, but says he got a call around 5 a.m. A woman calling from another state asked for a ride for her husband in Pelahatchie.
Good morning, you left cab. May I help you?
Since it seemed a little strange, the cab driver called the sheriff, who sent him a picture of the escapee, James Banks. Authorities say Banks and Michael Rotuno escaped from inside a prison van in Florida Monday, then ran away from a Rankin County deputy that night into the woods in Pelahatchie.
I said, I don't know if this your man, but I'm finna get him.
First, the taxi driver worked out a signal with authorities.
If this the guy, I'm gonna call you back and say 10-4.
When he reached Pelahatchie, he says Banks was waiting in a parking lot, and sheriff's deputies were just a few seconds behind.
Just drive real slow. We'll catch up with you. Drive slow.
Authorities arrested Banks right around this area of I-20 near the East Brandon exit.
Now, thanks to that 30-year driving veteran, one escaped fugitive running around Rankin County is back behind bars.
Oh, Lord. I don't want to be no hero.
He just had that good feeling, and his suspicion paid off for us.
In Rankin County, Hadass Brown, 16 WAPT News.
Wow, what a story. Want to give you a look at Banks' most recent mugshot. You can see he shaved his head since he escaped. Now, as far as how far he got in that cab, the cab driver says he picked Banks up in the 4800 block of 2nd Street. Banks asked him to take him to a rest area in Simpson County, but they only made it about 12 miles to I-20 near the East Brandon exit. And the second inmate still on the run tonight. Authorities say Michael Rotuno was last spotted in Longview, Texas in a black Ford F-350 they believe he stole in Pelahatchie. A 1-year-old is on life support tonight after a family friend accidentally ran her over with his truck. This happened around 8:30 last night on Cumberland Road east of Vicksburg. Authorities tell us the driver was visiting with the little girl's family members. When he started to leave, he backed over the girl. Paramedics airlifted her to Batson. No charges have been filed.
Okay.
One woman wants strip club billboards taken down, and she took her fight to the Jackson City Council, Tammy.
And a single city council woman is backing her idea.
As you come into the city of Jackson, you're welcomed by one of those signs out there on I-55 South.
Marla Jonas told council members the sign on Interstate 55 and I-20, which feature nude and partially clothed women, violate the city's ordinances. Now, she calls the images pornographic and says they send the wrong message to children.
And when they see the signs that we drive up and down the highway every day, they're looking at these signs and these women are naked and their thoughts are, oh, well, it's okay if I swing from a pole because the city has the signs up, so this is an endorsement that it's okay. And it's never okay. It will never be okay, and the signs need to come down.
Well, city leaders say the strip club that posted the signs are protected by the First Amendment free speech rights. Jonas says she plans to keep fighting to get them removed. Well, Jackson police are investigating a shooting that happened at Westwick Apartments. That complex is off of Flag Chapel Road. Now, officers found a man shot multiple times near Building M. Detectives found shell casings from at least 2 different guns near the victim. Now, he was transported to the hospital. Call Crime Stoppers at 601-355-TIPS if you can help police find the shooter. Well, deputies in Walthall County are sporting a new logo. Sheriff Kyle Breland says he got approval from the Board of Supervisors to put "In God We Trust" stickers on the back of sheriff's deputies' cars. Now, the fleet of 12 cars will be outfitted today. Walthall County joins Byram, Amory, Lawrence County, Wayne County, and Alcorn County, who all sport the "In God We Trust" motto. Now, we will tell you that Alcorn County says deputies who don't want the "In God We Trust" logo on the back do not have to have it. Before a tow truck could take off, a man rushed to take a crucifixion plate off the front of his car. The two-car accident happened around 8 a.m. this morning on Fortification Street and Interstate 55. One car looks like it may have struck a tree in front of that Mexican restaurant. No word on injuries tonight. And Ted Cruz scored big in the last primary, Megan.
Oh, he is celebrating a big win in Wisconsin, Tammy, over GOP frontrunner and his closest rival, Donald Trump. But it could get complicated from here. 60 WAPT's Sally Kidd is live in Washington. And Sally, the big question seems to be if this means the GOP is headed for a contested convention.
Well, it could be, Megan. Ted Cruz's win actually does increase the chances for a contested convention. It means that Donald Trump could have a harder time winning enough delegates to lock up the nomination before the end of the primary season. Ted Cruz calls his Wisconsin victory a turning point in the election.
It culminated 4 states in a row in the last 2 weeks where we have beaten Donald Trump over and over and over again.
Cruz swept up 36 delegates while Donald Trump gained only 6. While he is leading Cruz by more than 200 delegates in the overall count, Trump would still need to win 57% of the remaining delegates to claim the nomination by the end of the primaries.
The path is getting a little rockier for Trump, and if he does not do really, really well in New York, I think the path may very well be closed for Trump.
Which could lead the party to a contested convention.
I think you have to assume a lot to feel certain that there's going to be a contested convention. But the chances of any one candidate winning a majority of the delegates during the nominating season, and that really that candidate can only be Trump at this point, I think the chances of that happening have declined.
Trump has been relatively quiet about his Wisconsin loss. His campaign issued a statement saying that Cruz is, quote, worse than a puppet, he is a Trojan horse, being used by the party bosses attempting to steal the nomination from Mr. Trump. Well, Governor John Kasich's chief strategist says the nomination contest is now wide open. He says the results out of Wisconsin solidify the fact that no candidate will clinch the nomination before the convention. Live in Washington, Sally Kidd, 16 WAPT News.
Okay, Sally, thank you. Of course, the Republican candidates now turn their focus to New York, where 95 delegates are at stake in their primary coming up on April 19th. And on the Democratic side, the fight for the nomination charging on. Bernie Sanders won Wisconsin, his 6th win in a row over frontrunner Hillary Clinton. But because Wisconsin awards their delegates proportionally, Sanders only picked up 10 more delegates than Clinton, and he still lags behind her in the overall delegate count. Clinton campaigned in Pennsylvania today, criticizing her opponent.
Some of his ideas just won't work because the numbers don't add up.
I think that a lot of these super delegates are going to be looking around them and that are going to be saying, which candidate has the momentum?
Well, Sanders is favored to win the caucuses in Wyoming this weekend, and he vows to stay in this race and keep fighting for the nomination. Clinton and Sanders will go head-to-head next week in a debate in Brooklyn. The so-called guns in church bill now heading to the governor's desk. The House passed that bill yesterday. It would designate certain members